Welcome back to another episode of the Steve Gladbach Memorial Moments video series on mountaineering safety. You know, when you're in the backcountry, things change. Your perspective changes whether you're going uphill or downhill. The daylight can change, the seasons change. That's why it's really important to know where you're going. You need to know how to navigate your way in and out of the backcountry. Now, to illustrate that today, we'll introduce you to a new character who we can all learn from. Whoa! Wait a minute, who are you?
Jim, I'm your wingman.
Wingman? I don't need a wingman, I'm just going out on a hike.
I know that, Jim, but it's my job to keep you from making poor decisions.
Where were you last night? I was at the bar talking to that gorgeous lady.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. But Jim, you weren't in any real danger last night.
I'm in real danger now?
Yeah, Jim.
But I'm just going on a simple hike.
You might not realize it, but you're about to make a series of poor decisions.
It's class 2, it's a simple 14er.
Do you have a map?
A map? I don't need a map. It's a very defined trail.
You're overlooking the obvious here, Jim. You're not prepared. Every year, dozens of Colorado hikers, people just like yourself, get lost on easy routes.
Sorry, I gotta go.
People get lost very frequently, yes. There's a tendency to think that it's only a matter of physical endurance. That people concentrate more on the physical exertion required to get to the summit rather than the mental exertion required to get you back down off the summit.
Having a map and a compass is an important first step.
I know of a case in which a couple climbed a 14er with a map. They made it to the top, but became disoriented because of cloudy weather. A compass would have saved them a great deal of trouble.
But it's also equally important to know how to use them.
They often carry the tools without understanding how to use them.
That's why there are any number of CMC navigation classes available that you can take.
As you can see, black is used for things built by people. Red is also used for human-made things, for instance, major highways, things like that. And these brown lines are called contours.
Boy, things look a lot different now than they did this morning. In fact, I'm not even sure I'm on the right trail.
Ha! The trees in the forest can all look the same, and sometimes weather can come in and obscure all your visual references. That's why it's important to always have a map and a compass.
Wow. This might have helped out because I think I took a wrong turn somewhere back there on the trail.
It's easy to get lost in the woods. Another tool you can use is a GPS to ensure that you're on the right track.
And we're going to do an exercise we call triangulation. We're going to triangulate off of a couple of the features in your field of view. And that's going to involve shooting a bearing. It's important to be able to have the skills yourself because you can be separated from a partner. And the second object we're going to use is the interchange at Chief Hausa, 253. And just because someone else is supposed to be doing the navigation in the group doesn't necessarily mean that you know where you are.
Boy, I don't remember there being an outhouse on the trail.
That's because you're on the wrong trail. This is another common scenario. People just follow along a trail without ever asking the question, is this the right trail to be on? That's why it's important to know where you are at all times.
We tend to orient ourselves visually. So if you lose that, either through darkness or through fog, then it's very easy to become disoriented.
For very real-life angst, just look at any number of threads on 14ers.com about hikers who got lost and sadly lost their lives.
In survival, we have what we call the rule of threes. Your brain can survive about 3 minutes without oxygen. Your body can survive around 3 hours without protection from the cold. You can survive about 3 days without water, and you can survive about 3 weeks without food. In a situation in which you've become lost, the hypothermia and the lack of water become the two most urgent issues.
The hard work now lies with you. So we encourage you to take a course in navigation. You might just pick up something that you didn't know. Another important thing to remember is to leave a detailed trip itinerary behind with somebody that you know. That way, in case you're late returning or something happens, you get lost, they know exactly where you went. Until our next episode, in the words of Steve Gladbach, onwards.
I must go now. My navigational skills are needed elsewhere. Someone by the name of Bill Middlebrook is lost and his satellite phone battery has died.
Thanks, Mr. Wingman. You're just like Goose from Top Gun, a great wingman, sort of like a mongoose.